I'm here with Pierre Choute, and I'm going to be interviewing him and asking him about the use of computers in his organization. Hi, Pierre. Do I have your permission to post this video on YouTube?
Yes,
Okay, so first question, what organization do you work for?
I currently work for AIG.
Okay, and how are computers used in your organization?
Computers is a very important part of the organization because we use computers in just about every aspects of the organization. Um,
Uh, what specific computer programs do you use?
well, that varies. Since we are an insurance company, there's different systems that is used depending upon what type of business um, we are talking about. We have a very extensive IT department that monitors the uses of all applications to include the normal word processing applications, application to process insurance premiums. So there's a very there's, it's a big company and there's a lot of applications that I use.
What are some advantages of using computers in your business?
Well, the major advantage is that it allows us to process a lot of information quicker. I remember when I first started my career, we used to have what they call floppy, like the square floppy disks, and the computers were the size of um, a big room. So now you just use a little microchip, and that holds a lot more data, and we are able to process information a lot quicker.
Do you think there's any disadvantages to using computers?
Um, well, there's always disadvantages when you're dealing with a machine. Um, Sometimes power may go out, um, or if there's a storm, we may lose power and we may lose data. So it's always important for the company to have a disaster recovery um, program to make sure that in the event of those type of situations, the data that we have stored on the computer is not lost and that we are able to run in a timely manner.
Okay. Do you have a preference for laptops versus desktops or Macs versus PCs or anything like that?
No, I do not have a preference. When I'm in the office, I rather use, well, I use a laptop now because it's a lot more portable, and I could move from office to office, and I don't have to be stationary at one place. As far as Mac and PC, I've never used a Mac, so PC has been the only type of computers I've used. So if I had to pick one, I'll pick the one I'm most familiar with, which would be a PC.
Can I ask why have you never used a Mac?
I've never had a use for it. From my understanding, Mac is for being that my position at the company is as a audit manager. Um, so the type of work that I do doesn't really require a Mac. It's mainly for a lot more graphics, uh, and also the PC. Are more compatible with Windows-based programs, which are a lot more than the Mac-based programs.
Okay. And for my final question, where do you see the future of computers going in your business or in business in general?
Well, unfortunately, it appears that with the advance of technology, computers may end up taking over the workforce. As I've stated before, we went from a computer being this giant big box to now being uh, with Apple, on your wrist. So with the technology advancing as rapidly as it is, and with the speed that we could access data through the internet, I'm afraid that some of that may end up costing people their jobs. So that's one of the might be disadvantage, but at the same time, we are able to communicate more effectively with people across the world. Um, so now it's not a matter of where you are, where you live, as far as communication is concerned. Computer is now a global product where we could stretch as far as we could stretch in real time. So that's where I see the computers going in the future.
Okay, great. Thank you for your time and have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.